Well, I just got finished mowing the lawn. Only took me 3 days. Got a little piece of hair in there. So the short story is, I bought this Ryobi electric lawnmower because we were trying to keep the amount of gas that we stored here initially when I moved in. That was before I bought a diesel-powered Kubota BX23S, a gas-powered log splitter, gas-powered wood chipper, and some other things around here. So I think kind of committed on the gas-powered generator for emergencies. So I'm kind of committed, I think, to having to store fuel around here. But I was excited because the Ryobi electric lawnmower would have, it's fewer moving parts or belts and those kind of things. Each of the blades on the deck is run by its own electric motor. Each of the wheels is driven by its own electric motor. So there were, in theory, I thought, fewer mechanical things to go wrong. Not realizing when I initially bought it that it actually is powered by lead acid batteries, which I think is the downfall. So I've got 21 hours on this lawnmower. And as soon as you get moving, it's supposed to have about 49 volts. But as soon as you put any load on it, the voltage drops to 40 volts. And it just kind of bogs. So it shows that, well, I probably am not helping the load on the motors and things by, I added the mulching kit, which of course makes everything stay within the deck and get chopped up a little bit more. But yeah, anyway, so the voltage drops to about 40 volts and the blades slow down. And when that happens, you've really got to slow down the speed over the ground. Otherwise, it just isn't cutting the grass. So if I go too fast, I'll see spots where it just pushed the grass over instead of actually cutting it. So all in all, not a great mower. You have to really slow down. The grass out here gets pretty thick. So anyway, I called Ryobi. They said, yeah, once in a while we get a bad batch of batteries. I've seen some other reviews on YouTube that kind of indicate, yeah, there's a problem here. But they're going to send me a new set of batteries. I think with that, I'm going to see if I can't get a decent trade-in for it. At $5,500, I would have thought that this would have been, quite the reliable premium mower. Not so much. I enjoy all the other Ryobi products that I've had. Really bulletproof, especially over DeWalt. DeWalt, I've had no end of problems with tools breaking and batteries not lasting very long. But in this case, the battery in the Ryobi didn't last very long because it's lead acid. I think Ryobi saw the writing on the wall because they are switching over to a lithium LiPo type battery pack for their mowers. But so I'm looking at getting of course we're kind of a Kubota house, Kubota branded products here. So I'm looking at their 400 series riding lawnmower. Unfortunately, well, this was $5,500. Now this Kubota gas-powered riding mower comes in at about $9,000 by the time you get it all tricked out and taxed and so forth. So I got to figure out how to recoup some of the funds out of this one if I can. I really would hate to pay $9,000 for another gas-powered mower and then use this one as a trim mower around the tighter spaces, because the Kubota 400 series looks like it's a little bit bigger, well, quite a bit bigger mower than this. I don't know. I've also got the rotary cutter for the back of the Kubota, which I can use on heavier things, but I don't know. We'll see. Anna over at Florida Central Equipment or is it Florida Coast? Florida Coast Equipment? I get it all mixed up. Is looking into trying to get a quote for the used Ryobi. At 21 hours, I would think it would be holding up better, but it's really not. Anyway, stay tuned for that. Hopefully we'll have some news later on about price and maybe getting Kubota zero-turn mower. Boy, I tell you, this hasn't been my time for electronics or things at work. All kinds of stuff. Kind of starting to get me down. That's when I usually run to the Lord. God, what do you got going on for me? Try to look at the bright side of things. I've been struggling to get I finally ended up having to label it episode 10. Something's weird with it. Thought it was the Mac. So I figured, well, instead of upgrading my Mac where I do video editing, I would ditch that idea. I just upgraded my PC that I use quite a bit. And was going to switch from Final Cut Pro to try Premiere Elements. See how that goes. And it's hung up. It must be one of the video files I used in episode 10. So maybe a little bit before I get another episode out. We'll see. But one of the bright sides I had, if you remember, was a maple tree out here in the yard. This guy here, he didn't necessarily look like he was having a nice life after I cleared the palmetto around him. But the leaves look like they're coming back. He's staying rich and free and starting to thrive again. So that was good news. Got lots of pines. Those I can lose here and there. But I get kind of bummed when I lose the other style of trees. Got a lot of other work done around here. When I was clearing the stuff over on the other section, the backyard, I was working without a pair of gloves up in amongst a bunch of stuff and must have got bit by a deer fly and not noticed it. Usually if they start, I shoo them off and it's not too bad. But now my hand's kind of swollen. Hopefully by the time you see this, I will have recovered. But yeah, it's just been kind of one of those weeks. So I don't have a whole lot of enthusiasm for editing video and doing that kind of thing. Anyway, thanks for listening to me. Hopefully things will turn around and we'll start getting lots of good things done again. But as always, I trust in the Lord and we'll have good times. Just another burn day Saturday, hanging out at the homestead. This one's a little greener, so I think I've got to let things dry out a little bit more. But yeah, that's what we're about. Got my portable Ryobi fan here keeping me cool and sitting on the tractor waiting for the time when I may need to shuffle things back up, scoop it up, get it burning a little bit better. But 10 o'clock I got men's group out in California, so I'll zoom into that. That's always fun. Anyway, good times. Well, I got one of the pine trees out and out of the way. Thought about recording it, but it was a little hot. I don't think the cameras would have kept up too long. But I basically dug a trench on one side of it, and the side I was going to push it over on, and then kind of cut the roots on the other side. Had to help them with a chainsaw a little bit. And then fell the tree with the root ball, so there's no stump to get rid of. It's just all gone. That was a tip from Gary, the guy who did the oak stump that we had. So I slashed the tree, which means I cut all the limbs off, and it's ready to section out. It's just super hot. And kind of tired. Been trying to get my fire to burn. Keep having to coerce it. I think there was just too much dirt and too wet. I would say green, but it was the pile that the previous owners had made back there. And I think it was just moisture in it, not necessarily green. But I just kicked it a little bit with the Kubota BX23S. And got it burning a little bit more again. I think I just got to, about every 20 minutes, go out and wrestle with it. It should go. Anyway, that's my day. See if I can catch Mom and the babies. Oh, there we go. So Mama. Mama's kind of right there. Oh, that's a baby. So there's a baby fawn. We have two of those here. And Mom was hanging out in the yard. Just little things. And I believe Mom is just ahead, so the fawn would be looking out towards where Mom is. See if I can walk out and get another view of everybody. I'll zoom out so I don't make you seasick. Just going to go out and stir the fire. I don't know where Mom went. I think she's kind of in this area here. But the baby, definitely still hanging out. Right there, looking at me. Thor came out to make sure we get attention to him. Oops. My zoomer went where it wanted to. It's interesting, the fawn, I guess, are really good at just freezing. And one of the other folks I watch on YouTube channels was saying that he doesn't mow up until about now because the fawns, well, in deep grass meadows and kind of things, the fawn won't move and you won't always see them. Pretty good camouflage though. Not always easy to find Waldo, but I think that's Mom right there. Believe she's looking, yep, there, turned her head, so she was looking right at us. And moving on through, checking on babies, and the baby's right there. That's just awesome. I love our house. So let me zoom out and give you an idea just how close to the house that is. So they're in kind of the side yard woods, and the house is like right there. So pretty cool. But I'm going to go stir the fire. Yep, just out here working, and fawns are following Mom off. Get the fire going. Doesn't seem to bug them too much. We get some pretty amazing sunsets and things, but once in a while, the sun makes some pretty cool appearances from behind clouds. That is just awesome. Wow. One of my other tasks today was turning compost piles. This one, probably 10 to 15 cubic yards of compost. It's coming along pretty nice. I've got one out in back behind the house that is probably another, I don't know, 3 cubic yards, 4 cubic yards maybe. About, well, yeah, maybe 5. It's about half the size of this one. And then where I was pulling the stuff that actually, half the stuff that went into the burn pile, there's another one that's even fresher back there because it was already mostly compost. And I just had to pile it up as I was pulling the logs of palmetto out to put in the burn pile. And the burn pile is still smoldering. I haven't been able to get it to burn well. I think it's because all that palmetto that I put in there was pretty damp from composting. But it was, a lot of it was still pretty solid. But anyway, that was my Saturday. Hopefully you guys are all having some fun somewhere. Good times. So I need to cut up this tree that I was going to say chopped down, but I actually just dug around it and pushed it over the other day, root ball and all. So that makes that job a little easier. But I want to section it up in 12-foot sections for now. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll build something out of it. Maybe I'll make firewood. I don't know. But it's a little bit too long right now. We'll see how many 12-foot sections I get out of it. But I'm going to measure it. And I'm going to grab the tractor with a grapple and just kind of hold it up so that I support it. And I'll just kind of start slicing away at it. All right, so basically what I did is I just supporting the pine tree with the grapple. And now I could cut the stump off, and then I'll make my second cut, and then I'll pick it up and drop the last piece. Alright, so I got that tree cleared out. Got it slashed. Got the trunks cut into 12-foot sections. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but at least at this point I could make posts out of them. I could cut them up into firewood. I could do whatever, but I'm going to start a stack over there. And got all that firewood to move still. Because that's right about where the shop is going to be, right in that area. Started a new burn pile. Can't put it on the existing burn pile because it's still got hot coals. But yeah, over there I started a new pile, so we'll get that going. Good times. Back to meetings. I got another pile of palmetto started for the burn pile. I got to sort that part still. So I get the palmetto trunks out of it and put the rest of it in our compost pile. But where I was working today was kind of over in this area here. This is it's probably going to be where the chicken run goes, somewhere around in here. But all of this really in frame right now was all pretty thick palmetto. Got a lot of it thinned out. Keep finding clay pigeons. But yeah, I got that space that I need to go and start getting up towards there. A lot of that's cleared, so now it's just kind of here to the shooting range. So, good times. That's right, I forgot to mention. Connor got a lot of the firewood moved, and Thor is now out supervising the completed work. Hey Thor, what do you think? Connor do a good job? Oh, gotta go check. So he was stacked up a lot of this. He's about halfway done, I'd say, because the rest of that's got to come back over here. And Thor's got to make sure everybody did their job well. Did we do okay? Oh, good. I'm about ready to go inside. I've been working all day. What do you think? What do you think, huh? Boy, there's a bunch of gnats around today, aren't there? You keep twisting around to where I can't see you. There you go. Hi. Alright, I'm going to go in. It's getting to be that time of night where the bugs are out. Do the bugs bother you? No? Well, they bug me, so I'm going in. Kind of easy to see when it rains with the sun out.
I know.
It's like super obvious, but yeah. Welcome to Florida. Hopefully, this guy finds my moles. You get all kinds of beautiful, beautiful animals and birds here. He so totally blends into that tree, though. Just awesome. Gorgeous. Just right out in the front yard. Hanging out. Beautiful morning, too. Well, thanks for hanging out with me this week. Actually, it's been a couple weeks since I posted this, so this is a summation of a couple of weeks worth of updates. Another one is Connor got some more of that firewood moved. There's still just a little bit left to move, but we should be able to knock that out soon. Connor's getting ready to head off to college, but yeah, it wasn't a fun week or fun couple weeks, but I did have some great news at work. I had a project that I've been working on for like 6 months that was dragging out that finally found a solution for. Convinced folks that there was a solution, and they finally decided that they'd implement it. It's one of those kind of stories. But yeah, appreciate all you guys. It's been fun working for the last couple weeks. I miss kind of putting these videos together. But if you do get a chance, I would appreciate if you would subscribe. And if you want to hit the bell so that you know that I put new videos out. it will help me kind of build this channel. But yeah, good times and enjoy. God bless.